The best of Reddit October 14, 2019. News: California becomes first state in nation to mandate later start times at most public schools. Top comment: My high school on the East Coast started at 7:15 and I hated it. I started just sleeping through my first couple classes either in my car or at my desk, and now I don't know English good. Shower thoughts: A casino kicking someone out for card counting is the most accepted form of rage quitting because an opponent is good at the game. Top comment: People being good at something should not be punished. Casinos added decks to the games to reduce card counting. Not the Onion: North Carolina assisted living facility workers accused of running dementia resident fight club. Top comment: The first rule of Dementia Fight Club is back in 1939. I used to go around with an onion tied to my belt, as it was the fashion at the time. News: Turkish airstrikes in Syria reportedly target journalist convoy, civilians, at least 9 dead. Top comment: Given the frequency of these incidents, it seems as though Turkish planes are simply prowling for targets of opportunity instead of, talking to the army on the ground. Also, no one seems to know where they're going, so I will surmise the Turkish Intel Corps was not included in these plans. Politics: Retired Marine Gen. John Allen: There is blood on Trump's hands for abandoning our Kurdish allies. Top comment: Sadly, this is not the least bit hyperbole. World News: Disaster is unfolding in Syria as videos emerge of U.S. allies being slaughtered and hundreds of ISIS prisoners escape during airstrikes. Top comment: Apparently the Kurds are now allying with the Syrian army, so basically they've gone over to Russia. Syria side. Well done US. Science: How our crop yields have changed over the long term. We now produce the same aggregate crop yield in 30% of the land it took US 50 years ago. Top comment: Could there be a correlation with that study that found that the amount of nutrients in crops had been steadily decreasing? Politics: Pullback leaves Green Berets feeling ashamed, and Kurdish allies describing betrayal. Top comment: Fox News is going to need a shit ton of car chases to hide how horrible Trump's betrayal is. Politics: Senate Democrat on Turkey sanctions. For God's sake, what are they waiting for? Top comment: Trump to figure out how to save his towers. Technology: US SEC halts Telegram's $1.7 billion digital token offering. Top comment. Politics: Court rules border wall funding through national emergency illegal due to bill Trump himself signed. Top comment: Hang on, this isn't over yet. They've still got another foot to shoot. Politics: Queen made Donald Trump take down a campaign video using "We Will Rock You." Top comment: Do the GOP know the song was written and performed by a gay immigrant? News: Apple Safari browser sends some user IP addresses to Chinese conglomerate Tencent by default. Top comment: Really wish China would fuck off for a minute. Not the Onion: Pope Francis accidentally tweets support for New Orleans Saints. Top comment: I thought he'd be more of a Penn State fan. Politics: GOP congressman: We all know, Turkey wouldn't have attacked if U.S. troops remained at border. Top comment: I would therefore like to announce my 4-point plan to do nothing about it. Technology: Apple sending user data to Chinese company for fraudulent website warnings in Safari. Top comment: And yesterday people were arguing that privacy was a #1 priority at Apple. Politics: If we have to choose between compromise and genocide, we will choose our people. The Kurds' commander-in-chief explains why his forces are finally ready to partner with Assad and Putin. Top comment: Republicans, what have you done? News: Police say arrested man threatens San Antonio mayor 14 times in 2 days. Top comment: While police attempted to detain Converse, he resisted by putting his arms behind his back and attempting to pull out the machete, the document states. He was taken into custody and transported to a hospital for an evaluation and later arrested, the affidavit said. Wow, how did he survive that one, I wonder? Life pro tips: Have a casual elevator pitch for when you run into casual acquaintances. They'll appreciate the genuine, but brief update on your life, and you'll get better at keeping your recent priorities in mind. Top comment: Why would anyone care about the lives of casual acquaintances? Just smile, nod, and respond to, "How are you?" with, "Yeah, good." Shower thoughts: People always complain about having to get up early for the school bus, but nobody thinks about how early the bus driver has to get up. Top comment: Bus drivers get paid. Science: New tool visualizes nature's benefits worldwide. The researchers set out to understand where nature contributes the most to people and how many people may be affected by future changes. By 2050, up to 5 billion people could be at higher risk of water pollution. Coastal storms. Top comment. Unethical life pro tips. If you contact Adobe customer care and ask to cancel your account, they will offer you 3 months free, plus if you push and say how unhappy you are about the cancellation fee, 50% of remaining subscription, they will offer to cancel your subscription before it expires plus waive the cancellation fee. Top comment. Just get all Adobe for free. Person shrugging. Medium dark skin tone male sign. Till that Snoop Dogg hired a guy whose only job is to roll his joints. Top comment. He must complain a lot about having to constantly work overtime. Not the Onion. California high school football player tackles teammate after interception for going the wrong way. Top comment. Why was the opposing team still chasing him? Science. Viewing enhancement-free images from Instagram leads to lower facial dissatisfaction among women than viewing idealized images, but hashtags such as #enhancement-free undo this benefit. Top comment. News. 12 hours, 4 Syrian hospitals bombed. One culprit, Russia. Top comment. WTF, did they think the X-ray machines were ICBMs or something? Politics. Gordon Sondland is about to blow a hole in Trump's Ukraine defense. Top comment. What Ukraine defense? He's practically regressed to shouting about Obama's birth certificate at this point. Science. Children who suffer from repeated febrile convulsions during their first year of life have an increased risk of developing epilepsy and psychiatric disorders later in life. This is shown by a comprehensive register-based study from Aarhus University, Denmark. Top comment. I'd question the causality direction implied by the title on this post, which implies the febrile convulsions, seizures cause epilepsy and psychiatric disorders later in life. But it could also be argued that children with inherent tendencies, disorders that lead to epilepsy, etc. show early symptoms of those disorders with febrile convulsions during their first year. Till Dirk Willems, jailed for his devotion to being an Anabaptist, escaped from prison. But when the guard pursuing him fell through the ice, Willems turned around to save the guard. He was then recaptured, tortured, and killed. Top comment. I guess he really took the Bible verses about loving your enemy to heart. Unlike the people who executed him. Unpopular opinion. People should stop using body positivity as an excuse of being overweight. Top comment, and an excuse to post almost nude pictures on social media. Politics. Good riddance. The last gasp of baby boomer politics. Top comment. If only we were to be so lucky. By the way, Pelosi, Biden and McConnell are actual silent generation. Fact is, we have mainly been dealing with the firstborn of the boomers. We still have the 50s-born boomers and the tail-end 60s-born Jones boomers. Science. Researchers have used stem cells to make a 3D model of vocal cords that developed potentially cancer-causing changes after being doused in cigarette smoke extract. Top comment. Were these cells gnostical? Till that researchers found fossils of a mega penguin that stood over 6 ft tall and weighed in at over 250 lbs. Top comment. Did they also find some strange-looking, barrel-shaped plants while they were looking? Technology. 500 years later, MIT proves that Da Vinci's bridge design works. Top comment. The bridge can work, okay, but could it be built with 16th-century tech? News. North Carolina assisted living facility workers accused of running dementia-resident fight club. Top comment. For anyone who finds this amusing, the people involved were clearly in terror and likely did not understand what was happening, only that they were being attacked. It would be really unfortunate if other inmates found out what they were on for in jail. Life pro tips. If you're a homeowner or a home renter, know where your water, gas and electricity shutoffs are. Top comment. I was renting a house with some friends and we threw a party. I guess the neighbors told the owner. MF came to the house and shut off the electricity and kicked everybody out. We obviously didn't stay much longer. Shower thoughts. It's easy tell if someone likes someone, but it's hard to tell if someone likes you. Top comment. Yes. Why is this? World News. Russia bombed 4 hospitals in Syria in 4 hours. Report finds, Russian Air Force has long been accused of striking hospitals in support of Assad's campaign. Now evidence traces a series of attacks earlier this year directly to Russian pilots. Top comment. The classic, scorched earth policy. Destroy everything the enemy needs to survive. War crimes for sure, but no one will ever be held accountable. World News, U.S. military says Turkey's incursion into Syria to create a safe zone near the border was a lie. Within the last 24 hours the U.S. military has learned Turkey's forces plan to penetrate deep into Syria's south and west. Top comment, wow, totally didn't see that coming, expressionless face. Unpopular opinion, letting your dog lick your face, and especially your mouth, is beyond disgusting. Top comment, your dog won't have to lick its own butthole if you do it for them. Just sayin'. Technology, Safari in iOS sends some safe browsing data to Tencent. You might not have to worry outside of China, but it's still a concern. Top comment, what happens on your iPhone stays on your iPhone. Right? Politics, Elizabeth Warren announces fake Facebook AD campaign to see just how far the platform's disinformation policies go. Top comment, what I found amazing were all the upset right-wingers. Not the Onion, Philippine drug war chief quits amid narcotics scandal. Top comment. Science, researchers have developed a new material that can selectively capture carbon dioxide molecules, and efficiently convert them into useful organic products, an advance that may help develop new ways to contain global greenhouse gas emissions. Top comment, yes, everyone, we know trees and algae already do this, and yes we should protect both, but having the option to create something like this is also helpful, because it takes time for trees and algae to regrow. Shower thoughts, our generation probably reads way more than previous ones, but instead of quality journalism and books by professional writers it's mostly not that well thought through comments hastily typed up on a tiny smartphone keyboard. Top comment, you don't need to call me out like that. Till you are 10 times more likely to get bitten by a New Yorker than a shark. Top comment, hey, I'm chomping here. Technology, Donald Trump joins Amazon's video game streaming platform Twitch. Top comment, that's it, it's official. Twitch is now no longer cool. Unpopular opinion, if protesters use violence then you can't be upset when the police use violence. Top comment, once a protest turns violent it's no longer a protest but a riot. Life pro tips, if you're having problems with deafening concerts, volume, bad mixing at movies, or inability to hear people in loud bars, clubs or restaurants, try earplugs. They take the edge off and cut out the sounds you don't want to hear while, relatively, making the sounds you do want to hear clearer. Top comment, it's just sad that the music is so loud that you need those at bars, clubs or restaurants. I will never understand why it needs to be deafening loud. Life pro tips, before a presentation, reserve 5 minutes to perform a deep breathing exercise as it can reduce stress significantly. Top comment, beware not breathe to the state of hyperventilation. World News, 2 young candidates running for Hong Kong District Council assaulted while campaigning on the streets. Top comment, assaulting candidates yet again. Pro-China camp must be scared of losing this one. Science, patient-derived organoids can predict response to chemotherapy in metastatic colorectal cancer patients. Top comment. Politics, video, protesters chant impeach Trump outside White House as others gather outside Trump Golf Club with traitor signs. Top comment, there needs to be more protests but the press also need cameras everywhere the protests are. It needs to be a loud voice in every home. Unethical life pro tips, if you live in the UK and have a minor accident while drunk driving, go home, have a shower, sleep and sober up. You legally have up to 24 hours to report an accident. Top comment, my mom was killed by a drunk driver. Fuck you if you drink and drive. Unethical life pro tips, request, is there a reputable service that will let me pay for someone to take my online college classes? Top comment, I don't think you understand what reputable means. World News, diplomatic immunity no longer applies to ANSACOOLAS, says Foreign Office. Top comment, good, fuck that woman. Not the Onion, threatening China will end in crushed bodies, says 11 Jinping amid Hong Kong protests. Top comment, ancient Chinese proverb, protesters do not make so much noise when their mouths are full of tank treads. Life pro tips, when taking a new prescription drug, read up on the possible side effects before you start. Some side effects are unexpected and you'd never think they were caused by the drug. Top comment, awesome advice. It's also got to double-check that your meds don't interact poorly. I had doctors prescribe meds that were not supposed to be taken together and not caught until I moved. Technology, how a massive Amazon wind farm will change a rural town in America. Top comment, the day will come when no one will believe there were ever people who objected to wind turbines and solar converters. It'll become something only historians will know the truth of. Politics, Bill Barr's meeting with Fox News chairman should be investigated. Top comment, someone name one good reason Barr should have had a meeting with Murdoch. Politics, Buttigieg, Hunter Biden held to different standard than Trump kids. Top comment, Democrats in general are held to much higher standards than Republicans. Technology, an Austin startup can 3D print tiny homes in 24 hours for a fraction of the cost of traditional home building. Here's how Icon could revolutionize affordable housing. Top comment, tiny homes are fucking useless in urban areas. Ask Seattle and Portland, where all of the tiny house communities have run into the same problem that trailer parks run into. The land becomes too valuable to support low-density housing. What we need are 3D printed apartment complexes, not tiny houses. Politics, Facebook should ban campaign ads. End the lies. Top comment, Facebook will not ban campaign ads, however, because they've been paid millions of dollars. World News, female Kurdish politician, executed by pro-Turkish militants as civilian death toll rises to 38 in Syria offensive. Top comment, the US, we find these reports to be extremely troubling. They don't give a shit. Unpopular opinion, instead of increased border security, elongated detention, and a wall, illegal immigration should be fought by cracking down on the companies that take advantage of the low-wage labor that illegal immigrants offer. Top comment, I long supported this. Fine companies with the minimum wage times how many hours an employee worked times the number of illegal workers. Those that took part in the hiring process should receive jail time for depriving humans of labor rights and protections. Science, humans have a salamander-like ability to regrow cartilage. Study finds. Top comment, what about ears? Will I get back a small piece of ear cartilage lost to some bacterial infection? Technology, Facebook and similar platforms can now be instructed to remove illegal posts worldwide. Top comment, what do you consider illegal? In China a picture of poo is illegal. World News, Trump thought Turkey was bluffing and would never actually invade Syria. Report says. Top comment, shame he didn't have experts around to advise him or anything. Edit, hi-ho Silver, AWAYYY. Thanks kind stranger. Technology, activists' phones targeted by one of the world's most advanced spyware apps. Top comment, with China using Stingray, IMSI catchers and now this, how can we detect and stop this man in the middle nightmare? I have found no app which can find anything but the most crude, old stingrays that drop you to 2G. Any protection for us noobs? World News, Americans sold US out, Kurds guarding US base in Syria say. Top comment, isn't this how ISIS became a thing? Till of Cassius M. Clay, a politician and rabid abolitionist. He was once shot during a debate, and chased down his assassin, stabbing him and throwing him off an embankment. He later fended off 6 men, even though they had guns and he only had a Bowie knife. He was a candidate to be Lincoln's VP. Top comment, NB, this man is not related to Muhammad Ali. But Ali's father, Cassius M. Clay Sr., was named after this guy. Science, exposure to e-cigarette smoke increases lung cancer in mice. Top comment, wow, they subjected him to 36 mg per milliliter over 4 hours. How are any of you that thick to take this seriously? Joke of a study. Politics, disaster is unfolding in Syria as videos emerge of U.S. allies being slaughtered and hundreds of ISIS prisoners escape during airstrikes. Top comment, Donald Trump is a fucking coward. This is a disgrace. News, Syrian army begins to move troops to confront Turkey in northern Syria. Top comment, hope they fuck up the Turks. News, Vietnam pulls DreamWorks abominable film over South China Sea map. Top comment, I hope to see more countries boycott companies that bootlick China. Futurology, the disruption of augmented reality in the manufacturing industry. Top comment. World News, Chancellor Angela Merkel tells President Erdogan to halt Syrian offensive. Top comment, make it real Ms. Merkel. Bring in some economic sanctions against Turkey or provide some advanced weapons to the Kurds so that they stand a chance. Shower thoughts. The first dog to pee on Mars would temporarily be the dog lord of a whole planet. Top comment. Now this is a quality shower thought, people. News. Russia bombed 4 Syrian hospitals. We have proof. NYT. Top comment. Wow, that is an incredible video. Don't just read the headlines. This is what highest quality journalism gets you. News. Hong Kong protesters use new flashmob strategy to avoid arrest. World News. Top comment. Good for them. Keep up the fight. Technology. Costs pile up for airlines as Boeing 737 MAX grounding enters 8th month. Top comment. Fuck Boeing. Unpopular opinion. I love Reddit because of how miserable everyone on here is. Top comment. It's funny that 4chan comes as friendly compared to the people here even when they hurl racial epithets all the time. I've never met meaner people online than I have met on Reddit. World News. Turkey bombs convoy of foreign journalists and aid workers, killing 14 in Syria border town. Top comment. Yeah, at this point, I think the UN needs to step in. Erdogan is out of control. And because President Dumbass has so little foreign policy or, leadership skills, we get this shit. Science. New research indicates media coverage of gun control causes a spike in gun purchases after mass shootings. The new study indicates that this spike is caused by media coverage related to gun control rather than the shootings themselves. The research appears in Nature Human Behavior. Top comment. Well, yeah, when something happens that can cause an item to not be available, people are going to panic and buy it while they can. Hurricane on its way. Buy milk, bread, gas. Power going to shut down, like California. Buy generators.